Oh, hello. I look pretty gross because, well, I am. But you may have noticed something different. I got a new lamp. Actually, I didn't. We're getting rid of that lamp. I'm sorry if the audio is terrible and if it's really echoey, but this is where we're at. I wish I was a little more caffeinated right now, but I am exhausted just on all fronts, like physically, emotionally, mentally. But I think I've always been mentally exhausted, which would explain a lot. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in my new soon-to-be home. This video is going to entirely be me just talking until this point when I will be giving you an empty apartment tour. So if you're here strictly for architectural structures, skip to that time. Where does my tale begin? I think about a month ago, I don't know, time has passed so quickly and so slowly all at the same time. About a month ago, somebody kind of put it in my head where they were like, you know, you and Ira hang out all the time and he's always at your house, like why don't you just live together, because it would save a lot of money. Now, a lot of people said that to me when I first moved in January into my old apartment. But the difference with that was at that time I was like, I don't, like, yeah, we hang out all the time, but I still want a space that's mine. And I think that it's important that, like, I mean, I've lived on my own before, but not fully. It's always been for an internship or for, like, it's been a very temporary thing. Otherwise, I've always had a roommate or I've been living with someone, and the responsibility has never been fully mine. And I don't know, not like my opinion matters to anybody else, it's just my own existence. I just felt like it was important to be like, hey, I, as a strong, smart, sensual, independent woman, can do all these things by myself. Like, I can figure all this crap out. Like, I am, you know, I mean, I definitely had help and assistance, which I appreciate, and a good support system. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, like, I guess what I'm saying is that a while ago, I was like, I'm not living with this idiot. Also, we were still kind of early on in our relationship, and I was like, I think that's how you screw things up, is you rush into stuff, whereas otherwise, if you had taken things a little slower, maybe it wouldn't have happened. Speculations, I don't know. This time around, though, when somebody said that, I was like, you know, I feel like now I'm ready. Like, I don't know about what's his name, but I feel like if he wanted to do that, I think I also would like to cohabit. So I'm actually the one that brought it up. I didn't like plan it. I was literally just sitting there that very evening like, you know, I'm just gonna ask. I'm just gonna see just where we're at on the same page. Like, no intention of like, hey, let's make this happen soon. Just, I don't know, I'll pose the question. And he was like, no, actually I've been kind of thinking along the same lines. So I was like, cool, cool, cool. We're on the same page. And I asked him, because I mean, moving is expensive and neither one of us are in the greatest financial states at the moment. Yay, 20s, except he's old, so I don't know what his problem is. Starting a store and whatever. So we kind of came to the conclusion that it would be better both financially and also just time-wise, because I was like, I don't really want to move before Christmas, just because it's just like a lot of stuff. Like, as soon as this like time of year comes around, it's great, but it's also very busy and a lot of things are going on. And also I had recently just taken on a lot of stuff and was like, yeah, let's just wait till January. But yeah, since I'm sitting in this room, you've probably figured out that that didn't happen at all. We had the conversation where it's like, okay, we're gonna do this, but let's wait until like a couple months down the line. Then like the next day, I see Ira's on Craigslist, like looking at apartments. And I was like, you know what, actually, it probably would be a good idea for us to just both go and tour some apartments together. Like, I mean, I think we know each other's taste by this point and have a good idea, but I was like, you know, some things you just don't know until you know, and you don't really think about until it's right in front of your face. So I was like, let's just go and look at a couple places and just figure out where we're at and what each other wants and needs and blah, 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 blah. So we look at one place and Ira really liked it. I mean, like, it was nice. It was definitely pretty. It was new. It was all up to date. But I also was like, this is so much money. It wasn't a good deal, and it was like on a deal. And the thing is that everything that made it a good deal was up within a year. So I was like, we are going to have to move in a year unless something in our financial situation dramatically changes. And also, it's in like the place we were looking at is more of like, not like downtown, but more like a city-esque area. Basically, what I'm getting at is I couldn't park on the street. Like, that would, you can't do that down here. So the garage was included. It was $190 a month, which isn't ridiculous for cities. I mean, it is ridiculous, but it's not unusual for cities. So they had a garage, but it was 3 blocks away. And I was like, no, no. no. And I don't know, it was beautiful, but it just wasn't a good deal. And I was just like, no, like we're not in a hurry. Neither one of us are in a bad position by any means. Like it's not like we need to get out and make a rush decision. I was like, we're not doing this. Keeps looking up apartments, looking at all these places, and he shows me this one that is almost 1,100 square feet. If you don't know how much like square footage is, I don't really either, but to give you a rough guess, my apartment, which is a pretty big studio, I don't think even is 500 square feet. There's just so much room for activities. And also it had like a garage space included with the price, which is also a big deal. And there's a couple other things, but it said no pets. And I was like, we'll just look at it anyway. And like sometimes if you get there, people like, if I tell them, hey, like I don't have like a giant dog, sorry big dogs, I love you, but we're not actually seriously looking. It's more or less just like, let's just look at a couple places and get a feel, blah 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 blah. So we are the first people to view the apartment, and when we get here, the woman that owns it, I guess, like long story short, and obviously I don't know and also wouldn't really share the details, but I am under the impression her last tenant kind of screwed her, and I don't know if he screwed her on rent or just up and left or what, but he obviously up and left. So she doesn't have keys to the apartment, to the mailbox, to the garage, like nothing. And she told us, I mean, like I feel really bad because it, like, she's a very nice lady, and obviously like this is just a big headache and it's really stupid. And she told us that she was letting that person live here as a favor, and then they just up and left. So I don't know, again, I don't know the details, none of my business. There's stuff all over, like there's literally cat food on the wall. It wasn't as disgusting as you would think, it really wasn't awful, but it was definitely not clean. And there's literally still stuff, like he left a Dyson vacuum cleaner, a grill on the patio, and not just like a crappy little grill, like a full-on grown-up grill, a table, 2 different like cat trees, a TV, a media stand, like sheets, like a bunch of stuff. So there's stuff everywhere, and not like an obscene amount, but definitely like stuff is everywhere. But if you look past that, it also is A, an enormous space, B, has a washer and dryer in unit, C, a dishwasher, D, a patio with a grill, and again, a parking spot. And I asked her before we even toured it, because we were waiting on the like locksmith to come, which took a couple hours, but wasn't really, it was fine. It was obviously not a huge deal. So I asked her, I was like, before we sit here and wait for this locksmith and just like waste everybody's time, I was like, so I have a dog? And she was like, yeah, that wouldn't bother me. After the locksmith gets in here, we make it up and we look at it, and like it's a beautiful space and it's all really open, and again, the tour will come, and it's really open and it's airy and there's a lot of light from the windows, which is another thing that was important to us. And also it's in a really good location for Ira to get to work, and also is convenient to a couple other things. It's not my favorite location, but it's good, it's fine, I like it. We asked her if we got rid of, like if we cleaned the place and got rid of everything in here, if she could give us basically like a 30-day move-in time, or basically like just 30 days before we had to start paying rent, but she very kindly said yes too. So she tells us that if we want the apartment, we just need to get her like a check for first month's and deposit by that night. So at this point, I have like just paid off my credit card, I've just paid, like I'm like paid all my bills, and I'm like, I don't have any money until I get paid next. Man, I miss waiting tables. So I tell Ira, I'm like, I like the place, but we're also, again, neither one of us are in a bad situation, so like we're not trying to rush, we're not trying to do it this fast. And also, I don't think I ever said this whole place is priced so low for what it is. Like it is already priced lower than it really should be. And she obviously, and like the reason for that, because we were kind of like, why are you priced so low? But I'm assuming she just didn't feel like dealing with it because that last person screwed her over and was just like, it's just a pain. I mean, I understand that. It's, so I don't think it was as much of like a money thing as much of just like, hey, I want someone that isn't gonna be a huge pain in my butt. But still, I again have no cash immediately, and I tell Ira, I was like, you know, if you really love this place and you really think we should move in, like, okay, like I'm down to do that, but also I don't feel like I can really make this decision because like you're gonna be the one that's gonna have to put up like the cash up front, and since I don't have that, so I, you know, I can't say yes because it's not my money. He's like, let me look at some numbers and like figure some stuff out, and like we'll figure it out before, and I'll call you tonight. So during this time, I like call, my boss calls me and I tell her about the place, and my boss actually very kindly offered, she was like, do you need to borrow $2,000 to like get the apartment? And I was like, I don't know, like I don't need to be borrowing money. And my mom too was like, if you need to borrow a little bit. And I felt like Ira was gonna lean more towards yes, like let's do the apartment. So I'm like, okay, I could borrow this much from my mom and I have this much and I could probably scrape together blah 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 blah. And I'm getting all excited, and then Ira calls. He's like, yeah, he's like, I think it would be a little too tight, because basically what the apartment was listed as was like very top of our budget. Like, yes, we could have done it, but it would be close. So he's like, I don't think we should do it. Like, yeah, it's great, but like we'll find another place that's great. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair. Like, let's be responsible adults and not get it. So Ira texts her back and he's like, hey, thank you so much. Like, it's a beautiful space, but he's like, but I don't know. He basically just said no politely, except she texts back and she's like, could I ask like what more you want, if you don't mind my asking? And Ira's like, so what do I say to this? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, it's beautiful, it's lovely, like we would love to stay there, but we're broke. Like, I have no idea how to tell you that. So Ira, finally using his little brain, texts her back, and it's not in any way like a bargaining kind of way. He just like states like, again, thank you so much, it was great space, but he just says like the amount is kind of our top of budget and we're looking for something a little bit more around these lines. And it was like $200 cheaper than what she'd initially put up, which again already is very low. So we don't hear back from her, which is perfectly fine, because we're just like, okay, yeah, like she already listed it so low, like why would she go any lower? So that's like Thursday night. Saturday morning we wake up and Ira like reads his text and it's like, okay, Ira, I liked you two better than everybody else that I interviewed yesterday, so let's do like the price that we stated. So we were both just like so we had to like haul our little butts around getting enough cash together and like pay for the deposit and the first month's rent. But point is, we got the apartment, we signed the papers, we got a year-long lease, so hopefully it's not a terrible decision and it's gonna end awfully. But yeah, I'm excited. I know I probably don't seen it because it's been a little longer than a week. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now since this has all happened, and I'm exhausted. I'm dying inside, but I'm also very excited. So welcome to me 24/7. But yeah, that's my long boring story. I hope that you enjoyed. Thanks if you're still with me. Otherwise, that's pretty much everything. I did shoot a empty apartment tour when I first moved in, so I will play that all for you now, I guess. And yeah, there you go. So this is the door, and that's it. That's the apartment tour. And on the right, we have all the closets. Oh my God, camera, get a life and focus. It comes, which I am so excited for, because not to complain, it's been perfectly fine. I appreciate it. It's been wonderful. But for the last 8 months, I've just been driving my laundry over to Aaron and Dante's house and doing it there, because I'm like, I don't like the laundry in my building because it's gross, and I don't feel like going to a laundromat. So I just hang out at their house for a couple hours, but it's been really annoying. Oh my God, I'm so excited. For this washer and dryer. Also, the guy left light bulbs, so thanks, sir. And more just like general coat closet things in here. Also my Costco amount of paper towels. But yeah, everything comes with shelves, which is kind of nice because Ira has like 1 trillion pairs of shoes. You're thinking it might actually just be best to just have him line these and be done with it, so that then he can never put them anywhere else, so I don't have to yell at him, which is currently what's happening. And on the left here is the bathroom. It's actually a large and in charge bathroom. I am loving this 90s elegance we got going, but it has a lot of lights, a giant mirror, like 1,000,000 drawers. It's very exciting. My camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna shuffle this along. When you come out, this is kind of the main living room, dining room, enormous area. Huge. So all this stuff this guy left, and it was like strewn about the apartment, so we've collected it into one group and have a couple people that are gonna come over and pick some stuff up. So, you know, if you want a dirty rug, let a girl know. They also left a lot of really nice stuff, like a giant Roku TV and a Dyson vacuum and a grill. But they also left like 1,000,000 pounds of cat litter all over the floor. So yeah, there's kind of this study office space that we're gonna use over here. Oh my God, so bright. But it's all very open. It has really high ceilings, a lot of light. What I think we're gonna do, this is actually Miranda's idea, is build, like we need to fix that obviously, but we also need to clean it first and all kinds of things. I think what we're gonna do is actually just build this into like a full bookcase, just like get more of those white shelves and just deck it out with books and whatever. Because then we could put a cute little chair there and just have like a little reading nook. Oh my god, people. With a grill. We're probably actually just gonna keep this for now because we don't really have a media stand that is of better quality than this. We're like, instead of like dealing with it, we're just gonna leave this one, get rid of the old ones that are equally as IKEA-ish. But I think we're gonna keep the TV over here. Maybe do kind of like a couch in the middle situation. I don't know, we're gonna figure it out. But over here, we have the kitchen. Boop. Oh, I just busted a light. Oh well, it'll be fine. We're gonna replace. Look at how many cabinets I have. Ready? Bam, we got soup for days, people. There is like, I don't even know what the junk is going on down here, so we're gonna have to assess that soon. But I'm also really excited because it comes with a dishwasher and a wine cooler apparently, so that spot's gonna need to get cleaned. And actually pretty much everything else in here needs to get cleaned except for the drawers. We did go through, clean all the drawers out. I started putting some things in places, but it'll be a lot worse. But yeah, that spot, we just, like, both Ira and I are on the cusp and over 6 feet tall and we still can't reach it. This is our, oh, I didn't show you the bedroom. I'm all hyped up from the gym, it's fine. In here is the bedroom. There isn't a door, but that's fine, we'll survive. The carpet, it's disgusting. I hate it so. It's just, it's gnarly. It's nasty. So we're gonna clean the crap out of this next Monday, but I was like, I think it's best because we're gonna paint this weekend. So I was like, I think it just makes more sense to just like deal with it for now. Clean top down, people, top down. Study area has this little half wall, and then here is the bedroom. This is my closet, we've decided, and this is Ira's closet. But yeah, this is everything. This is our enormous empty apartment. So I'm very excited. I also am in kind of a hurry because I have to go meet with Tiffany very soon. So I'm sorry this was kind of fast, but between my camera battery dying, me looking like a literal train wreck, and all these other pressing needs, this is it. So yeah, that's the overview. I think I'm probably gonna end this video here, but there will be more moving vlogs to come. So hope you're ready. I sure am not. So yeah, go vacuum your floor, people. Get rid of that extra junk you don't need in your life. Things, people, whatever. And have a nice day. Bye. Thank you for watching.
Consider this an invitation to my gangster